Hey y'all, welcome to another vlog. It's Nurse Lainey here. So y'all will be getting some voiceover because this shift was hectic. So right now I'm getting ready for my morning meds, checking the vital signs because I heard one of my patient blood pressures was pretty high. So I'm trying to see if I need to pull a PRN. As y'all can see, it's super high, right? So I'm getting my life together, getting all the meds prepared so I could begin the shift. As y'all saw earlier, it's about 8 o'clock. So we skipped because I told y'all the shift was busy. I'll explain a little bit later. But right now I'm getting some supplies to start a second IV on my patient. Turns out he had a right upper arm DVT, so I'm going to have to start a heparin drip on him. So I'm going to need a second line just because preferably that's what we like to do since we have to get blood draws and stuff so often on them, and just so that we can always have IV access readily available. I'm also grabbing some other supplies for like medication administration because he's a new patient and they're adding in like all of these meds on here. So as I just mentioned, we're going to be starting a heparin drip on my patient. So right now I'm pulling out the bolus that I'm going to administer first before starting the drip. So I'm going to be bolusing 4,900 units of heparin. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that now, and then after that I'll pull out the bag. That's how I feel about life. Okay, what is up, y'all? Nurse Lainey here for people who are watching for the first time. I haven't done like a vlog or anything in a while, and I guess technically this isn't one either. I intended on doing a vlog yesterday. I felt like in the spirit to vlog, so I had intentions on doing so, but yesterday was like insane. So insane. So yesterday I was on the observation unit, and honestly I haven't really been vlogging much because I've been going to the same types of units over and over again, which is perfectly okay with me because I have a familiarity with them. But also at the same time, I feel like some things can get redundant, and with it being like healthcare, there's only like so much I can show y'all without, you know, doing it properly. So anyway, I was at work yesterday. I was on the observation unit, and it was a hot mess, a whole hot mess. My patient, I had 5 patients, and I kind of already expect like when I go to units to not get, I don't want to say a good assignment because that's not always the case. I always expect to get the rotator patient because that's to relieve their staff, right? And maybe like a higher nurse to patient ratio than the rest of them. Like for the most part, depending on what facility I go to, they like to keep it at 4 ideally, but most of the times it's 5 to 1. And on some units they kind of rotate who gets 5 and who gets 4. So of course every time I'm on the unit I'm going to get 5 because I'm not from there, and I'm gonna get the rotator patient. So that's basically what happened yesterday. And this rotator patient was a OCD patient. And when I say OCD, I mean like severe OCD. And when I mean severe, I mean severe. Like, I've not seen this before. This is kind of the stuff you hear about on TV shows and movies about how people can't leave their house because they have to take a shower so many times a day and wash their hands so many times. It's severe like that. That was this patient, and I had to take care of them. So she came in and had a lap chole done. For those who don't know, that's a laparoscopic cholecystectomy, if I'm pronouncing that part right. But anyway, they removed her gallbladder, essentially, because she had gallstones. So, you know, imagine an OCD patient in the hospital, first of all. And to add insult to injury, I think is the phrase. Like, because of her, I mean, okay, so according to the patient, she used to be married. Her husband, like, died 13 months ago prior to the hospitalization. So she lives in a connector part of the house to her mom. And her mom is, like, elderly. And her mom can't enter that part of the house because of her OCD. Like I told y'all, it was severe, right? So I said all that to say the patient was going to have to be fully functional in order to go home, because she didn't have anybody that could take care of her because of her condition. Like, yesterday really enlightened me to how much, like, I believe in mental health. I do. And I believe that, you know, I feel like some people don't believe in mental health illnesses, but I do. I've seen it, because it doesn't make sense otherwise, right? Like, yo, mama can't enter your room because of your condition, and like people can't touch you, and like different things like that. It's like, okay, no, like something's going on here. So she was gonna have to be able to take care of herself because of her condition, and I believe that to be true, because she was having a very tough time in the hospital. Like, when we were about to, she wanted us to clean her, right? Which was kind of redundant, but I guess if you OCD, it makes sense. She wanted us to wipe her down with wipes. You had to wipe her down in a particular way. Had to start at the nape of her neck and go from right to left, going down her back. Like, she had a particular order in which you did things. So for me, with patients like this, I've not had an OCD patient to this extent, but I've taken care of patients who are very particular and shit. Maybe they on the spectrum with that too. I don't know. I just know how I deal with these patients. And the way I do with it is that I'm like, tell me exactly what you need me to do so that I can take care of you. That's how I go about it. Because with people who are very particular, they know exactly what they want. So I'm like, tell me everything you want so I can do that. And then I do it. And normally we don't have any issues. So that's kind of how I went into this situation. I'm not the best person in regards to patients. The Lord is still working on me. That's one of my shortcomings. So I did good for like about up to 8 hours of the shift. Now, them last 4 hours was hell. And I was really trying to discharge her, but I didn't want to do more work on myself. And at that facility, they have a discharge nurse. And I had a whole bunch of other stuff going on outside of this one patient. Like I said, I had 5 patients, and she was the one who required like most of my attention. And I had another one who required a lot of my attention medically. So I'm like, I don't have time to be doing that just to hurry up and get her out of there so I don't have to deal with her. But yeah, them last 4 hours, I was like, we not gonna make it. Like, it's not gonna work. Cause I think I was doing good when we did the whole wipe down thing. Me and the tech was in there for an hour doing that. Because every time you touch something, you got to change your gloves. And like I said, very particular. Things had to be done in a certain way. And then in some cases, she didn't know what to do because she's used to doing things on her own. So she couldn't direct us to tell us what would work for her in this situation. All right, whatever. So after we did all of that, right, the whole hour of the wipe down, she says she's gonna go inside the restroom and finish up wiping herself down. Mind you, when we wiped her down, we only did her back and the back of her legs. So she went in there. She was in there for 2 hours wiping down the rest of her body. Initially, she told me 30 minutes. So imagine my surprise. I was like, are you still in here? Like, crazy, right? So then when I went back for one of the last times to check on her, because at this point, I did what I need to do for all my other patients. I took a break, and I'm coming back, and you still in there. The tech had checked on her in the interim too, because we were like concerned, because I'm like, is she still in there? Is she okay? You know? So yeah, she was in there talking about, oh, it's gonna take me 30 minutes to wash my hands. I said, oh, okay. Well, let me know if you need anything. You know, what else can you do? But that was my day yesterday. And like I said, I still have my other patients to worry about. And I had another patient who was medically demanding. And then since it was observation unit, a lot of patients were discharging. And then we were getting, I didn't get a lot of new people. I ended up discharging like all of mine towards the end of the shift. And then I was only left with one patient. So that's how that went. Now today, I was also going to vlog, kind of, but I was in the ER and I went out last night and I didn't feel like talking. But they actually ended up sending me home, so that's what we're doing now. We're on our way home because they sent me home early. Thanks be to God. Every time I'm in the ER at that facility, they send me home early because I guess they get more staff that comes in towards the end of the shift because they do different shifts there, you know. I think this is called like a mid shift because it's 3 o'clock right now. So there's like a lot of holds patients, not a lot of actually like ER patients. They weren't getting beds upstairs like a lot, but it was frequently enough to reduce the amount of total patients, right? Plus the new staff come in and whatever. So all that to say, I got to go home early because more staff came in and the patient census was stable. So somebody just basically took my assignment that came in at 3. So that works out for me. They were really trying to figure out like, oh, like they didn't know I didn't come from another unit. So they were like, how does this work? Like, do you want to go home? I'm like, yes. If the answer is always yes. Do I want to go home? Yes. Because I didn't want to come to work today. I wanted to call in. I wanted to call in on Tuesday too. So this week I work Tuesday, Friday, Saturday. So I wanted to call in today and I wanted to call in on Tuesday. So yes, I would like to go home. It's raining. It looks a hot ass mess outside and I want a blanket and I want to be on my couch and I want to eat warm foods. That's what I would like to do today. So, bless, because that's exactly what I'm about to do when I get home. So, that's what's been going on with me, guys. I will not commit to putting out vlogs. I don't know what I'm gonna do in regards to that. Y'all go get them when y'all get them. And I appreciate y'all for watching them, taking the time out y'all day. Hopefully, moving forward, I don't know. I'm not gonna say anything I'm not gonna keep to. So, y'all get the vlogs when y'all get the vlogs. And if there's anything in particular y'all want to see on my channel, definitely let me know down below in the comments. And I will see y'all next time.